Okay, so we are back again for another leg workout. Hopefully it's going to be a good one. I've warmed up enough. Not going to show you the whole warm-up. I might do a separate video for warm-ups, but they do take me a long time. So I've been warming up for, no joke, probably the best part of 20 minutes. What have I done? Done my normal leg stretches, warmed my shoulders up with the bands, with some dumbbells. I did just the bar for like 20 reps. I sat in the hole for 60 seconds. Then I did a plate for 3 sets. And now it is my first, not working set, but I'm still warming up. So I'll be doing 100 kg now. So 2 plates, 100 kilo. First set, we'll see how it goes. I feel good. And if you watched last week's video, you'll understand that now I'm like firing. Now I felt like when I did like the 10 reps, the up and down, not bouncing reps, or what can I call it? The time under tension reps, let's call it that. Time under tension reps for 10 on 100 last week. Felt very easy. I felt everything has opened up. My hips are nice and loose again. Not fully, they still need a little bit of work, but we're here, we're working through it. So hopefully, when I take this out, this should feel light. This is the goal anyway. If this feels light, for the first time in about 5 weeks, I'm gonna go above 100 kilo. So that just goes to show, guys, how much work is required in technique and how much work is required in getting your body primed to lift something heavy. So take your time. There is no rushing in this game. Now I've got the belt on, but it wasn't really tight. So put it there. That should be tight now. So what am I trying to do in this set? I'm trying to feel this weight to the point where it feels nice and light and it's full range of motion down and up. And then I will decide how heavy to go for the next set. So let's take this out, see what happens. Hopefully I should get an easy 5. Now I'll definitely get 5 because I got dead 10 last week, but it has to be easy. That's the thing I'm looking for. So exactly what I predicted happened. It was very easy, felt very light. So now, for the first time in 5 weeks, I believe, I will be putting some weight on the bar that is more than my body weight. Actually, this is more than my body weight. For those who give a shit, I'm about 90, 93, 92, 93 right now, 92 kilogram. It's funny because I've been heavier than this, a lot leaner, but that's because I'm on a true starter's beginner TRT stack right now. So when I up that, when I start to get heavier on this, I am gonna start adding more stuff in. I will start adding Primo. I will start adding Mastron. I will start adding Anavar. And when I add Anavar, just 20 milligrams, maybe 30 milligrams later on, I get really strong. So it's not that the D-ball, it's not that the Anavar makes you strong. It's everything working together. So it's not just one thing. If everything works, or everything's working, then you add in Anavar, then you get the real benefit. Okay, so no need for me to do that weight anymore. Let's go a little bit heavy today. I'm not gonna go crazy. I'm just gonna put 10 aside, see what happens. Once you get the technique bang on, and you get the form right and everything, the biomechanics and everything feels good in any exercise, especially like the squat and the deadlift, then adding weight on after that should come quite rapidly. So it's really strange how it happens. Today I'm just gonna go for the feeler weight. I'm gonna see what this feels like, possibly 3-4 repetitions, and then we'll see. I have no idea what I'm gonna do today. There's no plan. That is how I like to take it from, you know, when I'm coming back into, I was gonna say new muscle, but it's not new muscle. It's old muscle, but we're trying to rebuild it. So technically it's still new. For those people following from a beginner standpoint, take your time. You know, 20 kg jump is a lot. So always take your time. It took me 5 weeks, guys. 5 weeks just to get up to here. But let's go. And I'm fitter as well now. So last couple of weeks ago, I might have done 5 reps and I was blowing out my arse, let's be honest. But now 5 reps was, it was nothing, bro. Breeze. But let's not get too cocky. Let's see what happens. Okay, so that again felt nice. There was nothing wrong with that, it felt good. I might just stay in this range again. I'm gonna do one more set on this for another 5. I'm not gonna rush. I'm playing this with cautious, you know. I am not rushing this at all. I want everything to fire. My diet hasn't been bang on, I would say. My stretching hasn't been bang on. So there's a couple of things that I'm lacking with. And if you are watching this now, then you will have known that there is a group out there. You can still join Inbox Me for details. And it is me and you guys together, collectively, going through a fat loss journey right up until the end of the new year. It's not just fat loss. We can do lean mass muscle gain as well. So it's for everybody. Okay, one more set on this. I'll not show you guys. I'm not going to bore you with it. But, you know, if you do want to see it, you do want to see more and more workouts like this and sessions, let me know, guys. You need to comment down below so I can show you everything. And hopefully, if I record more of it, more things come into my head, more insights I can give you on training, you know, in the trenches kind of training, if you want to call it that. I hate using that term, but, you know, stuff what, like, when you're actually doing the motions, things come to you. If I was to sit down and talk in front of a camera like I normally do, training things don't really come to you, because it's only when you're training do you know that, oh, like my back right now is probably bleeding because I can feel it. The callus on my back is getting like a scab because of this bar. Keeps rubbing on. So I don't wear no pussy pad, as you know. I have one for my hip thrusts, but I never use it for this. I like to feel the bar. I like to build that let that skin kind of harden. So little bits like that, which you'll never know. No one ever talks about, you know. So yeah, it's good at the minute. Training's going good. Had a few niggles last week. Hopefully they'll ironed out. No more kinks, and it's time to push now. How many weeks have we got? Like 11 or 12 weeks now, 11 weeks now to the end of the year. I think that in 11 weeks, will I be squatting 220? It's a tall order. It's a tough ask to do that in my home gym with nobody else. You know, there's no one pushing me, egging me on, just you guys, even though I can't hear you. Who knows? We'll see. That's the goal anyway. It's quite a lofty goal. It's not an easy goal. As many of you guys know, 220 squat ain't no joke. But something I really want to do again. And unfortunately, when I was squatting heavy, and we wasn't recording this kind of stuff every single week, only the meets got recorded. And yeah, I've got a 260 squat recorded. I might show you. I've got a 245 in competition that was recorded. That was an easy 245. It kind of like bounces off my back at the end of it. So unfortunately, cameras weren't that good. When I deadlifted 300 kgs for reps, the cameras weren't that good. I mean, you can see them, they're on my Instagram, but the cameras weren't that good. And I wish I could, if only just do it again. Nah, I'm not doing it for the cameras, obviously. I'm doing it for me, something I want to do, because I'll tell you a little story, actually. Back in the days when I used to train, there used to be a guy in the gym, and I'll mention he was called Mark Norton, very strong guy. I think he was a British powerlifting champion in his federation, and he was a natural guy. He was a natural guy, believe it or not. He actually was natural as well. Not many guys I could say that for, but he was natural. So he used to squat, and I remember when I spotting him in the gym, and he'd put like 8 plates aside on. I'm thinking, fucking hell, what's this guy doing? Better blur that out. Yeah, that was the first time I got introduced to somebody really pushing it in the gym. And if you know or you don't know, one of my first gyms I owned was a powerlifting gym. just so happened to be powerlifters training there, and it kind of merged into a powerlifting gym and less bodybuilders. The first bodybuilder, or one of the first bodybuilders training at my gym was me. Anyway, long story short, I used to speak to Mark quite a bit, very nice guy, down to earth guy, always there to help out. And Mark said he peaked at the age of 41 in strength. And I speak to a lot of guys who are around that age, and they were like, yeah, you really hit your peak in strength. In physique, maybe 30, even though I'm as good as I've ever been, really. I think I'll be better on stage if I competed now than I was 10 years ago. But anyway, for strength, definitely 40 years old is a good age to peak in strength. So I'm almost going to be 40. So I thought, if this is the last shot I've got at peaking for real power, real strength, you know, for the last time in my life, like if you talk about life in cycles, this is the last cycle I can do for strength in my life ever. I'm not going to be doing a strength cycle again at 50, at 60, if I ever reach that age. I think this is the last time I can ever peak in a strength cycle. So I'm going to give it everything. I'm going to give it, you know, all I've got without getting injured. And we'll see what happens. So this is why I really want to do it, not just for the videos. But and I'm glad I'm recording and documenting the journey along the way as well, so we can actually see what it takes to get the strongest ever. That's how easy it was. Now we come over to my most hated exercise of the week. Should I say love-hate relationship with this exercise, because it wins me, it kills me, I hate doing it, I know it's necessary, and you know what? I just had a very good squat session, and I credit it, the flexibility, the stability, the mobility in the hip flexors down to this exercise, because it's all good stretching and it's all good doing something that involves movement, but you need to do something called a loaded stretch. And technically this exercise, even though it is an exercise for your quads, it is a loaded stretch. In practice, that's what it is. You are stretching a muscle group whilst placing load on it. Very similar to the squat, which is why the squat is an amazing exercise if done with the correct technique to just fix a lot of body alignment issues. If you have them, it will really realign. I believe my body is going to get realigned by deadlifting and squatting. I don't go to the physio that often. I don't go to the massage that often. But I just feel that if you do everything right, then you don't really need it that much. You can be your own doctor in a sense. You can fix yourself. And that's what I'm trying to do right now. And hopefully you guys can follow along the way as well and see how I fix myself through my own practices, some things that I've been doing for many years. I feel it works. I know it works. It's living proof. I'm living proof it's worked. And if you spoke to me 5 weeks ago, I was a mess, bro. I was a mess when it comes to my hips were tight, all out of whack, my back. I couldn't deadlift, you know, even the plate, bending over, it was horrible. And I remember squatting, oh my God, the first squat session was torturous. It was horrible. You know, just put my arm behind my neck and just to get in under the bar. And oh, it was not nice. It was not pleasant. I hated it, but I went through the suck. I was patient. I didn't rush it. I took my time. I addressed the injury at hand. I knew exactly what the issue was. And I slowly, inch by inch, crawled out of it, got over it, and now I am here after another successful squat session. So yeah, I'm kind of gloating to myself, and I'm like, yes, so good. If I can just get one more like deadlift session like that down. I mean, I did 180 this week, which was a win in itself. That was a big thing. I got a little bit of a strain there again, just whilst doing that last rep, which was a bit of a bummer. But other than that, bang on. Everything's working fine. Okay, let's talk more action. Let's do it. This thing is in my way. I know it's probably shit, you can't see this exercise, but there's not much to really show. So just know that I do 3 sets on this back to back. Well, I say back to back, about 2-minute rest in between for 10 reps. Okay, so we've done the 3 sets on the Bulgarian split squat, and now we're going over to my favorite exercise. So we're going from the most hated exercise to a variation of my favorite exercise, which is the deadlift, stiff-legged. Let's hope I don't get any niggles today. I'm being a bit stupid going straight in on 100, but it should be fine. I think so. Yep. So very interesting how last week I got injured on the 100 deadlift. I felt the niggle. Then I did 100 when I was doing squats. I always do this exercise, stiff-legged on 100, and I was fine. Then I did 180 the following week, well, last week, and I got that niggle again on 180, a little bit heavier weight. And now I'm going to 100. It's okay again, so let's hope the niggle keeps getting pushed back and back. That's my theory. It's a very, very weird injury. Like I said, guys, if it was an injury, I wouldn't be training. I'm not stupid. I wouldn't be doing this. It is, I don't know if anyone is a physio or a massage therapist or specialist in that field. It's more of like a cramp, a strain, something that's here. If it was in my rotator cuff, that would be, you know, something that I would be very cautious about. But it's in the the tricep delt tie-in. That's where it is. So who knows what the injury is. We're still working through it. I did use the Graston tool on it the other day. I don't think it really did anything. Maybe I wasn't hard enough. But this is it. 3 sets of this. I don't go too high reps on this. Literally just 5 repetitions is enough for hamstrings. I think hamstrings get cooked when you're doing deadlifts. Hamstrings, with standard deadlifts, hamstrings get cooked when you're doing squats and just overall movement. So hamstrings, I don't feel you really need to go high repetitions on. I think heavier weight, low reps works better for hamstrings. Now I have been doing glutes, or I was doing glutes on the long bar, setting it up and using the pad that I've got, the glute bridge pad that I bought. And it's just too much messing about, setting the whole long bar up and moving it about. So I bought a 5-foot bar, smaller one, so it'd be easier for me to set it up. And I could just, when I'm done with it, fold it up, keep it in the corner. Now the bar they've sent me, there's a little bit of an issue on it. If you know about bars, the clip they use to hold everything in is fell out. So it's a cheap bar, 70, 80 quid online, Amazon, should have known better. And so that's supposed to have gone back. It's still in my living room, haven't collected it yet. I need to collect a new one. So then I will be doing some hip thrusts. And weirdly enough, I am feeling my ass right now when doing this, and I feel like I need to do more work on it. And I definitely feel like I have weak hip flexors, which I do need to focus on, I do need to work on. Hopefully the next leg session that I'm doing, the bar should be here, and we can start working on some hip flexors. What do you call them? Hip thrusts? Yeah, hip thrusts we call them. Okay, last sit on this. That will conclude upper leg, and then we will do some lower leg in the form of some, what are we gonna do today? Should we do seated? No, I think I'm gonna do another set on standing today. So same again like last week, a rotation exercise. I'll show you one set again, and that will be it for a leg session. Oh, and we will do some biceps today as well, so stay tuned for that. Okay, very weird deadlift platform. Still trying to figure it out. It's very springy and bouncy, but we'll get there. I messed up buying the heavy mats, to be fair. So you do 10 that way, just rest a little bit, maybe 20-30 seconds, toes facing outwards, and then go again. So yeah, same again, but now feet facing inwards. Then off the floor, then put the dumbbells down, and same again, no weight. Now, I have not got any good calf genetics. Trust me, my calf genetics are terrible, but I don't know how they're going to look on camera. They're not that bad. They're not the worst calves. They're not the best calves. I don't know how they look. Hopefully, they don't look. Hopefully they don't look too shit. But that is it, guys. 2 rounds of that after every leg workout. And you can also do this seated. Dumbbell curls. That is what we're doing. This is set number 3. This is how I do them. I always like to be a little bit loose, but mindful at the same time. So I'm not just throwing this up A to B. I am contracting I know what I'm doing. It's all effective. I don't work at a count. I don't go for, you know, down slow, up fast, all that bullshit. Over here, it's squeeze, squeeze. And obviously try to use only the bicep muscle to get the weight up. With arms, I might have mentioned this. Every week you're gonna find some weeks you'll be stronger, some weeks you'll be a little bit weaker. Don't keep a check on it. Like, unless you're, actually no, not even if you're trying to grow arms, I feel that you're gonna get enough arm growth by going heavy on the rows, heavy on the presses. Those are the things that are gonna kind of build your arms. But when you're doing dumbbell curls, go as heavy as possible in that session to the point where you're taxing your muscle. Don't go lazy. I know a lot of guys have tendency to go really lazy nowadays. So don't be lazy. Train hard, but don't get injured. And don't get hung up on the weight. So today, that was only, what was that, 18 kilograms today. So that was, you know, not even heavy for me normally. And some weeks I'll come, no joke, and I might curl 30 kilograms because I just feel good. So this is the way it is. Right, okay. Seated cable curls. This is one of my favorite exercises. I'm going to show you guys right now. I always get asked this quite a lot on why I pause at the bottom. I just feel better contraction doing it that way, and it just gives you more of a bicep. You know, there's a time and a place to stand up with a barbell and go all the way down and all the way up. This isn't it. We've done the all the way down and all the way up exercise. We did the dumbbell curls today. So we will change it up. And now it is time for some EZ or easy curl bar, seated, paused, whatever you want to call it, curls. Also, like now I'm resting it, I can take my time to get some more energy. I mean, it's still contracted. It's not fully off the bicep. There's still something on there. It's not fully off. I can, you know, save some energy and go again for a couple more reps and really hit failure if I wanted to. Now, I'm not a big failure type of guy, as you know. I'm not a big failure, just not one of those guys who likes to go to failure. I am more longevity. I'm more thinking about stuff that I can do for the long run in this game. Failure is not an option. So rest period on this again, not too long. I like to try and go a bit heavy on this. I still haven't put these stickers on in the right order. They're completely messed up. I can move the plates here and there, and we got all the stickers wrong. But it is what it is. Who cares? See, that just goes to show how much I pay attention to what weight I'm lifting on there. I do not care. Half a stack, a little bit there, and a little bit further down. And I do that pretty much. I've been doing that all my life. Every single gym I train at. Who cares about the number on a stack? It does not matter. So okay, so that is legs and biceps done for today. If I've got a meal ready, I'll show you the meal. If not, comment down below, please subscribe. Post-workout, hopefully you guys can see this meal. I don't know if you can sometimes, the camera's gets a little bit defocused, but I don't know if you can. Okay, so let me just explain to you what it is. Chicken with the skin, chicken breast, slightly burnt skin, just how I like it. And then these are potatoes, roast potatoes. Again, guys, it doesn't really matter. You should, okay, yeah. You should start to get good at eyeballing food. Now, at the start, if you were a client of mine, you will know I will give you a set amount to eat. So I will say, let's say 100 grams of chicken, you know, if you're really fat, or 200 grams of chicken, whatever. And you will understand how much food it is. You might get full off that, or it might not be enough. You'll be able to figure that out throughout the weeks as we start, you know, trying different foods and different diets and stuff like that, because it's not one size fits all. It's never that. But the principle stays the same. And the principle for fat loss is to control insulin sensitivity. I'm not going to get into it too much over here. This is just a leg workout I wanted to show you guys. But do not, you know, obviously you can follow what I'm doing and you can see exactly what it is, but don't think that this is some sort of like leg workout, extra carbohydrates, harder workout, eat more food. This is how I eat. I'm very, what's the word? Intuitive. Is it intuitive? Yeah. Intuitive with my body and what I eat. I know exactly what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, why I'm doing it. There's a lot of, this is just bone broth actually. This is actual real gravy, none of the crap you get from the granules. And I'll also have a little bit of ketchup. So this isn't anything that I do weighed out. This isn't something that I do, oh, Monday I'm going to do this, Tuesday I'm going to do this. I'm very good with my body and very in tune with my body. And my whole purpose of coaching and my whole coaching program is to teach you how to do this. So at the start, you get a diet plan, a regimented low day, high day, cheat day, all this kind of stuff. But then when we slowly go through the process, you then figure out how the body works, how it operates, how the fat is burnt, how we use, you know, fat as fuel, how we can eat pretty much anything we want, and nothing is off limits when it comes to eating. I don't call it dieting, it's when it comes to eating, nothing's off limits. And then if you are just a normal, regular guy, like I was for many years, at the minute I have a goal to get bigger, I have a goal to get stronger. But if you're just a regular guy, oh, it's so easy if you just follow some basic principles. Like, it's so easy, like it's ridiculously easy. And I see people out there really struggling with when it comes to dieting and foods and which type of food, and so says this and you should do this and you shouldn't eat, you know, this kind of stuff, you shouldn't eat that kind of stuff. And it's mind-boggling to me that people have such low general knowledge when it comes to nutrition. And then we come into calories and stuff like that. Now, it's ridiculous because remember what calories are supposed to be. Calories are supposed to be energy measurement. What energy can you get from a Krispy Kreme donut? Doesn't it make you tired? So how can you measure energy? What energy do you get from alcohol? Like, imagine you had 1,000 calories of alcohol. They would say that that would provide you, is it 9 grams? So it provide you, yes, so basically 1,000 calories. You had 1,000 calories from alcohol, 9 grams per calorie. What energy, bro? What did they use to measure that as energy? What equation, what formula did they use to say alcohol has energy? Because the whole reason for calories is to measure energy. But it makes no sense to me how a cheeseburger has energy inside it. I don't understand it. How can alcohol have energy inside it? It makes no sense to me. Zero sense to me that that is energy. Like, sugar is not energy. It's sugar. Anyway, I'm not going to get into it too much. You guys follow me. You should know by now. Anyway, like, follow, please subscribe.